Cole Palmer last season was insane. He racked up 22 goals and 11 assists in the Premier League, along with hat-tricks of back-to-back home games against Manchester United and Everton. He won the Young Player of the Season award for his efforts for carrying Chelsea on his back that whole season. And he also won the PFA Young Player of the Year award as well. And if you had asked me last year, I would have said that he's without a doubt the only reason Chelsea won in a relegation fight last year. But after such an outstanding breakout season last year, it would be unprecedented if he had the same level of success this season. After all, the rest of the league would know to look out for him now. However, when the season started, it did not look that way at all. In game week 2 against Wolves, Palmer scored a goal and got a hat-trick of assists, assisting Noni Madueke for his hat-trick at the Molineux. And not long after, he would score 4 goals in one half of football against Brighton. And then against Newcastle, he would make a ridiculous pass to Pedro Neto, who would then use that ball Palmer made to assist Nicholas Jackson to score the opener. And he would score 2 penalties against Tottenham in December, one of which was an outrageous Panenka against Fraser Forster. This was Palmer's 12th penalty scored for Chelsea. This set the record for the most consecutive penalties scored in the whole league in history. And even now, this guy is breaking records. So yeah, Palmer has been Chelsea's golden boy, their main man, their penalty-taking machine with ice in his veins. However, since the turn of the year, something has been different about him. He's really been off form and he's not registered a goal or an assist since Chelsea's 2-2 draw with Bournemouth. And since Chelsea's sudden resurgence, Cole has been struggling to put the ball into the back of the net. And this culminated in what will probably go down as one of the worst moments of my life. So, what's going on with Cole? What caused this dip in form? And will he be able to find that clinical finish he once had? Let's break it down. One of the main things is over-reliance. Palmer has been the backbone of that Chelsea team this season, and it is understandable why. The guy is insane. After all, you don't score 12 straight penalties out of luck, do you? Well, there is some luck, but there is also a lot of skill, and the calmness to be able to face the pressure and not crumble under that pressure is also incredible. We've seen him clinically finish penalties like it's nothing, despite the overwhelming pressure. Anyway, Cole Palmer has started almost every game just behind Nicholas Jackson. This pair were an attacking force at the beginning, like we saw against West Ham at the London Stadium, where they worked together so well in that 3-0 win. These two have actually combined to score 12 goals this season. However, during the West Ham game at home this time, Jackson came off early with a muscle injury, and Enzo Maresca stated after that game that Jackson would be out 6 to 8 weeks, and so he'd be back sometime after the international break. And with Jackson sidelined, Cole Palmer has had to shoulder even more responsibility in that attack, especially with Nkunku and Sancho doing very little in that front line. Cole has had to try and create chances and score goals all by himself, without Jackson up top to actually help him as well. Next is confidence. Palmer hasn't scored since the draw at home to Bournemouth. Perhaps the weight of expectations could be affecting his decision making and composure. We could kind of see this when he messed up that really good chance to score the winner against Villa last month. He was one-on-one against the goalkeeper, and this would have been the kind of thing where Cole either chips the keeper or goes around and slots it in. However, something no one expected was Cole tripping over his own feet and giving the ball away to Villa, who go up and score the winner. And after that, we've seen Palmer's desperation to score, like we saw against Southampton, where he again misses a sitter. He was 1v1 against Aaron Ramsdale, and instead of going round him and slotting the ball into the back of the net, he just hits the keeper in the chest. And then not long after, Palmer shoots and it goes across the face of the goal, missing the side net of the goal by inches. And then again, there was one more time closer to, not long before full time, Palmer shoots on the volley and it flies over the bar. And then in the next game against Leicester today, Palmer looked off it again. And then when Leicester conceded a penalty 20 minutes in, everyone thought this would be Palmer's moment to get back on the score sheet. It's a penalty, and we know he's good at that. surely he'd put it in the bag easily. However, what happened instead will go down as probably one of the worst moments in my entire life.
Cole Palmer out of his stride. Palmer against Hermansen here. Up steps Cole Palmer, and he's kept out by Hermansen.
Mads Hermansen saving this penalty means Cole finally misses a penalty for the first time in his career. Honestly, much doesn't happen for Cole for the rest of the game, and he gets hooked in the 73rd minute. So yeah, there could also be an argument for Cole's desperation to score, which is making his decisions a bit reckless and it affects his composure. I think anyway. But then there's also the team dynamic. Chelsea's inconsistency this season hasn't helped. Injuries to key players like Nicholas Jackson have disrupted the flow of the team, like I've said before. And this injury leaves Palmer without the support he needs to actually create chances and score. Then there is also the fact that despite creating numerous chances, his teammates haven't been converting any of them. Like, since the 5-match winless run we had in the league in December and early January, Chelsea have lost 3 and won 3 in the league, with Palmer blanking across all of them. And in that run of 6 matches without a goal contribution, he has had 23 shots without scoring, and he has created 9 chances which haven't been converted by any of his teammates. So I'm sure this can only add to Palmer's frustration, but we can see the efforts there. But without Nicholas Jackson, none of Palmer's chances have been converted, and this isn't helped when Christopher Nkunku barely did anything during any of these games as a reaction to not getting much game time at all in the league. Oh, and may I point out, this is the guy we have had to rely on because both our strikers were out injured, and he's annoyed about not getting enough game time. Mate, you're getting the game time now and you're not taking it and using it. I really do think that if it wasn't for this guy's downright laziness on the field, we could have done better. For the past few games, Pedro Neto has started as our striker over Nkunku, who's moved to the right wing, and our form has really improved, so I think there is also an argument for that. Finally, let's consider tactics. There are 2 main tactical reasons for Cole Palmer's dip in form. The first one is after his explosive first season, most teams would have started to figure out that he is actually quite good at football. So now they have started closing down on the space where he likes to operate and ensure he gets as little of the ball as he can. And this would also explain why he is our most fouled player this season. I've checked this stat and he's been fouled 53 times this season in the defender's attempts to actually stop him from attacking and scoring. But fouling Cole Palmer is also an added bonus for defenders. Yeah, sure, they could get a yellow card or get sent off, that's fine. But if they foul Cole Palmer, who is arguably Chelsea's best player and one of their most important players, well, there's the higher chance that they could injure him and rule him out for a while, meaning that Chelsea can't really operate without him. And Palmer knows this as well, which is why he's trying his best to be careful. And he's even stated that he's thinking about getting shin pads for the front and back of his legs because he's getting fouled much more often. That is actually quite funny, I'm not going to lie. And the second tactical reason for Cole Palmer's dip in form is his change in position on the pitch. Under Maurizio Pochettino, Cole Palmer would play on the right wing, giving him the freedom he wanted to actually go do his thing. But this changed under Enzo Maresca. Noni Madueke was frustrated he wasn't getting the game time he wanted because Palmer was always being favoured over him. And listening to this and seeing Madueke's potential, Maresca put Madueke on the right wing and put Palmer in the cam role right behind the striker. This doesn't really give Palmer the space he used last season because Madueke is there already. So this limits Palmer into what he can do when he attacks. And while he's done well in that cam role, I really do think he would do better if he was in that right mid position again, because we all saw what he could do when he was there. So if Enzo Maresca could maybe tweak his tactical setup a bit, it could get the best out of him again, I think. Speaking of Enzo Maresca, the Chelsea head coach has said that he is not concerned about Palmer's dip in form, which is fair enough. Cole had an incredible breakout season last season, and it seemed very unlikely that he would repeat that. Despite that, he has still been incredible this season, having racked up 14 goals and 6 assists in the league. Additionally, after the win over Southampton, Palmer put on his Instagram story, "Don't worry, I will be back." Therefore, we just need to give him some time. Although there are times he doesn't seem like it, Cole Palmer is actually human like the rest of us. He is a player with immense talent and resilience, and slumps are a part of an athlete's journey. So I am certain he will be back eventually. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. What do you think is behind Cole Palmer's recent struggles? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed, please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. That's all from me. Thank you, and goodbye.